All right, then. So on the program this morning, I did tell you that we're going to be looking at public safety as it relates to transportation. Like I did say, yes, it is one thing for you to put in place the infrastructure that will help your movement from one place to the other. But it's another thing to also ensure that people move, and when they move, their lives and their property, they are safe. Joining me on the program this morning, I have the Honourable Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos, Honourable Oluwaseun Osiyemi. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Victor. And how are you today?
Very, very good. All right, so the last time we had you feature on this program was on New Year's Eve, which is 2.5 months ago. So how are things faring with your ministry, Honourable Commissioner?
Okay, since the last time I came on radio was last year.
Right.
So I guess it's in order to say Happy New Year to you, Victor.
That's very true. Happy New Year to you too, Honourable Commissioner. You're welcome. All right, so 2 months down the line this new year, what's up with the ministry?
Well, Victor, transport doesn't sleep and Lagos doesn't sleep. So basically it's been a continuation of what we stopped last year. Nothing really stopped. We just had to continue on all of the things that we've been working on, from implementation of policy, from ensuring that we get all the necessary public safety signages and all of what we need to do in place, from ensuring that we also look at locations and junctions that we might have to improve on, to ensure good vehicular movement around town, ensuring that we also still carried on our multimodal transportation approach in Lagos State, which speaks to our rail, water and land. We're expecting some rolling stock to come.
Okay.
Of course, in another 1-2 months to add to the blue line. We're expecting more to come on the red line. On the waterways, we've deployed the Omi bus.
Right.
We're looking at starting our Omi Eco project. It's a long list.
So there's a robust kind of program that we have in place for transportation this year, 2025.
Oh, yes.
And Lagosians will be very, very expectant then. Let's touch a bit on some part. You mentioned public safety earlier on, and that speaks to a whole lot of how we can transport ourselves and transport our goods in a safe and a very convenient manner. Honourable Commissioner, what is the vision there, from the Lagos State government when we talk about public safety as it relates to transportation?
Transportation actually do involve, it entails movement of goods and services. It also involves accessibility, it involves affordability, it involves connectivity, and then of course it involves safety, movement of goods and services in such a way and manner that we do not impede or we do not become some form of disaster or trouble for the next commuter.
Right.
So safety is one very key component that we cannot just overlook.
So, and that is something which the government is really, really thriving on. But I'm going to bring you some little scenarios here because we've been having some recurrence of, let's call it accidents. There might be some accidents are never planned anyway. So, but we've been having them, and one is beginning to ask questions. Last week, we had the incident of the accident on Otedola Bridge, which actually caused some kind of devastation. So I know you led a delegation from the ministry to the scene of the accident the next day. So talk to us. What were your findings?
Well, firstly, I'd like to say that was a really, really sad situation. Nobody prays for that. And I must say that it's not something that we pray for. And I use this opportunity to also send my good condolences and good wishes to those that were affected. But we did go there to, one, evaluate what really happened, and two, to ensure that we look at those issues that actually caused it and to avert it for future occurrence. So getting there, we realized that firstly, the trailer in question that was carrying the gas One had mechanical issue and rolled back before falling on his side and before the explosion started.
Wow.
You know, obviously the trailer surely did have mechanical issues. Could be brake, could be anything.
All right.
You know.
So I'm looking at that, and that's where the big question has been coming in, Honourable Commissioner, because this is not the first time. We've had series of accidents that are very, very major disasters, so to say, on that Oteri bridge. And we've been asking the engineers, is that bridge more or less, do we have an error in design for that bridge? Is this something that Lagos State government is looking at to see how we can correct this? Because what we've been finding from time to time is that articulated vehicles are always the ones having issues with that place, and it leads to lots of devastation. So what's the Lagos State government finding? What's they finding?
All right. Thank you, Victor. Interestingly, there's a myth that says that the Oteri bridge sucks blood. And I said to them, come on, it's not possible. So we've done a lot of evaluation engineering-wise, and we've realized that it has nothing to do with the engineering. In fact, the gradient of that bridge was actually adjusted to meet up to what it should be based on the kind of vehicles it carried. I must quickly correct that the accident that happened last week was not on Oteri bridge. It was under
the bridge.
The bridge. So there are two different locations, because the location in question that we're talking about is that long Oteri bridge,
right,
which people always, ascribe to a black spot for accidents. But this last accident that did happen was actually under that Oteri bridge.
So if that's the case, I'm just wondering, a rollback from the articulated vehicle would suggest that perhaps the land is not even, or perhaps something could have happened. And that's always a question people want to ask. So for you, with that particular corridor, there's nothing like error of design? It's okay?
Well, truth be told, Victor, what constitutes an accident, are in different folds. One, mechanical. Two, human error. And of course, sometimes by way of evaluation of the road. We spoke about mechanical error, which obviously had to do with braking system of the vehicle. We've spoken about, we don't even know the condition in which the driver that was driving was. Was he tired? Was he fatigued? Did he lose control? It could be any of those things. Which is why we do a lot of stakeholder engagement and to try and, one, educate these guys and encourage them to rest when they're tired. Beyond that, the road we're talking about clearly stated and states, if you go there today, you would see that there was a road sign that says no truck allowed. So the truck in question obviously did violate Lagos State Transportation Rule.
Wow.
Because the gradient of that road, to be candid, does not permit for trucks to actually go there. And there's a sign there. And after evaluation, we've also decided that, okay, if the signage is not enough, we're going to put barriers to stop trucks from plying that road. We do not want a recurrence of that.
Right, which is very, very good. But in terms of punitive measures, for those who run foul of all of these kind of issues, those that constitute public health hazards, making use of those trucks. We've seen tankers as well. Luckily, we've not seen tanker explosion in Lagos. We've seen that in other parts of the country. But is anything that the Lagos government is putting in place to ensure that, for those who infract on this kind of laws, are duly punished?
Yeah, well, Victor, there are consequences and there are sanctions for those things, actually. Firstly, the trailer will be impounded. And then if it depends on the level of accident, the driver and the owner of the truck will be prosecuted. But for me, I think it goes beyond just those consequences. I think it's more of trying to avert these issues. It's more of the preventive measures than the consequences. Yes, there are consequences and there are sanctions for all of those issues. But I tend to want to lean and focus more on how to prevent those issues. And that's why we do a lot of stakeholder engagement, advocacy, collaborations with other stakeholders like the FRSC, ensuring that, one, all of the safety rules are adopted. cases where you have to latch your containers, cases where you have to, I mean, the one thing that we've intensified effort on now, it's the inspection of those trucks. So we have our inspection team constantly inspecting those trucks, and if they're not roadworthy, we take them off the road.
Okay, so you see that from time to time?
Yes, we have been doing it, but we're intensifying effort started that from this year, because we also realized that Lagos is a business nerve center of Nigeria.
Right.
And a lot of these trucks that we're talking about actually come from every state of the nation. So we have to ensure that, yes, we put some guidelines and some things that would, one, ensure that they do have a good maintenance culture and sense, and also for them to be able to understand that when you're in Lagos, there are particular road signs, signages, and rules that you must follow. There are other road users, and we must protect everybody.
All right, Commissioner, which is very, very good, but in terms of the roadworthiness, let's put it out, the roadworthiness of those trucks, I know most of them, or a lot of them, are not really roadworthy, and you just talk about those that come in from other parts of the country. Is there a standard that Lagos is working on to say, look, if you do not meet with this standard, you cannot fly on the roads in Lagos as a truck? If you do not have this, if you do not have that, or perhaps if your truck is within this particular year in terms of the year it was created or that kind of thing, they are prevented from moving on our roads in Lagos. Do we have that?
Well, there are laws that actually and standards that guide the inspection process. And of course, the basic ones would be the mechanical state and the roadworthiness of the road as regards the braking system, the shaft, and all of those very important and inspections will be done.
All right.
As regards the year of manufacture and all of whatnot, the truck, for the haulage business, trucks are not particularly very cheap. So I can relate with the fact that they also try as much as possible to maintain what they have. But be that as it may, I would also say that we're not going to say because people have to be in business and then we now put people's lives at risk, So the inspection process are in different folds. And obviously, we're not going to allow a lot of these things to just go unpunished anymore.
All right. And to guarantee safety, is anything coming from government in terms of palliatives for them, in terms of refitting their trucks? Is government looking at that line?
Victor, I'm sure you won't want me to answer that question.
All right. The Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning, we're talking transport safety and looking at best ways of transforming that, especially as we move from one location to the other. And the Honourable Commissioner for Transportation is here, Oluwaseun Osiyemi. And very, very soon, I'll also allow you to join the conversation. We've talked about trucks, Honourable Commissioner. Let's dwell a bit on commercial buses or public transportation, as the case may be. What is government doing in that regard to ensure that we have public safety with those commercial buses?
Well, there's a lot in play, Victor, and like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. I must say to you that over the years, we really we've not had complete data on the commercial buses, which is one of the few reasons why you see that it might be a bit difficult to manage them. But interestingly, we have started doing that in a bid to move all of the informal sector, which they fall in, to the formal sector. And how do you mean?
Talk to me.
We have the bus reform initiative, which of course would entail all of the bus. We're using the Lekki
E-Collab system?
Not the E-Collab now.
Okay.
The BRI. We're using the Lekki corridor to do a pilot run. And what does it entail? It just entails that one, the Korok Bays and the Keke Marwas will not ply the express anymore. Take them completely off the express. They will be using the feeder roads.
Okay.
And then the medium capacity buses that will be plying those roads would go through an inspection process. And if they are fit to be on the road, they would be cleared. If they're not, they will not be allowed to ply that road.
So is that on right now?
Oh, yes, it is. And they are going to actually form cooperatives of a minimum of 50, which means that we have all the data of all of the buses and even the drivers and the owners of those buses plying the roads. That way, we can speak to public safety, we can speak to dealing with infractions. Let me give you a typical example, Victor.
Okay.
In the formal sector where we have all our BRTs, they are registered. So if today any BRT bus commits any infraction, all I need is just to be able to know the number of that particular bus. Not even the plate number. They are registered 046, 056. You would see that just in 2 minutes, I'll be able to produce not only the bus, the driver, and the owner. So we need to move to that level where everybody is accountable for whatever it is that they do. And that's what data speaks to. And that's what we are doing.
And what sort of cooperation are you getting from those unions that have some of these medium buses, even the commercial buses, NURTWs, Aritian and others? What's the response like so far?
We're getting an amazing support. I mean, don't forget, Victor, that the state is bigger than anyone. And in all honesty, they are complying. They also see the need for this transformation. You know, like I always tell people, if you don't move with change, you'll be left behind. And they also appreciate what we're trying to do. Because in the final analysis, they're going to be the greatest beneficiary of all of this. Because there's also a BITP coming up, Bus in Transport program.
What's that about?
Well, it's going to be a situation whereby an analysis will be done, data will be gathered, and then they'll be provided buses, fresh new buses. And then take the old ones will be taken away from them. But of course, they will be paying some stipend back.
Wow.
That way, we'll be able to take off all of those yellow buses gradually without anyone losing their job.
All right. So the question that comes to our table all the time on this station is the Lagos State government regulating the downfalls? So I need you to answer that pointedly this morning, Honourable Commissioner.
Oh, yes, we are regulating them. And from the BRI I just explained to you, it just clearly shows that there's a program for them. And the program is getting them on our data system, all registered fully, such that we can see and know and capture everyone under that informal sector and transforming them to the formal sector.
So they're being regulated right now, so to speak.
Oh, yes, they are.
All right, then let's see if we can have you join the conversation this morning. I have the Honourable Commissioner for Transport in the building, 091-5387-7127. That's the number, 091-5387-7127. That's the number that you can connect with us. Ekpe traffic report this morning says Mojoda areas like Itamarun, Taokpo and Ayetoro, all those areas looking pretty good to go. And of course, General Hospital Junction, Lincoln Junction, all those areas looking pretty good. Hello there, good morning.
Good morning, Victor, and good morning to the Honourable Commissioner.
All right, who am I speaking with?
My name is Babatunde. I'm speaking from Egbeda.
Great, nice to have you.
I just have two joint points.
Okay.
First one, I thank them for the good job Lagos State is doing concerning transportation. But I believe they need to go further to assist us and the agencies working with them like Plasma, VIS, and others. Okay. Number one, I believe there should be no sentiments over safety. This VIS, they took them off the road, and you find out that most vehicles that are not supposed to be on the road at all, you find them. Because you'll be at the back of a vehicle, there's no light, you don't know when they are braking, you don't know where they are trafficking into, and most of these problems are the yellow vehicles. And unfortunately, you say you capture them. When you move around, you'll find out that most of them are not even captured at all because they don't have anything use. Some of them don't even have number plates, or the number plates are faded off, so you cannot even take picture to send to last mile at times to check some of the things. The second one is the issue of bus stops.
Okay.
Around Lagos, apart from the BRT, there is no bus stop for these transport vehicles. And most of them create bus stops on their own, on the Korodu Road, or Mobolaji Bankatoni, wherever they feel is convenient for them is where they stop. It's even worse at the entrance. Like you are coming from Akowojo, you are coming from Mobolaji, other roads. There, they stop anywhere to pick passengers, and they will stop right in the middle of the road. You don't even know. You cannot put. Nobody bothers about it. So I believe you can assist LASMA by creating bus stops for these people, not just BRT alone, so that they know where to stop. They know where people will meet them. But what they are saying is that, well, people too should not stop wait anywhere. You cannot wait for that to stop issues. So, Ministry of Transportation will gladly assist in creating bus stops.
Okay.
Some, they stay right at the roundabout. See Maryland, they stay at the roundabout.
Okay.
Same thing when you get to Yaba, they stay at the foot of the new bridges we have made for them. Dampo will take one side, Korope will take one side, other buses will take another side.
All right. Okay,
So
then.
please, there are some things you people need to do to assist us. Create bus stops so that people can know where they stop.
Okay,
Thank
then.
you very much, and more elbow grease. Thank you.
Okay, then. Thank you so much, Babatunde from Egbeda. All right, so that's another question that comes in all the time, Honorable Commissioner. Now, in the bid to enhance and broaden public transport infrastructure, it appears some of those bus stops are taking off. So, what's your response to that?
Thank you, Victor. I would like to speak to two things. Let me quickly address the issue of bus stops. We clearly do have bus stops. Not only do we have bus stops, we also have laybys. Laybys are slip roads where roads where the buses can drive in and drop passengers.
All right.
The whole idea of having those laybys is to ensure that you take all of the buses or whoever is driving a passenger off the road so they don't disturb vehicular movement. I'll give you an example of a lay-by.
Right.
One of those lay-bys is when you're coming down Third Mainland Bridge, that Oron Sheki.
That's right.
You drive in, drop whoever you want to drop, and get back on the road. If you notice before now, we used to have a lot of traffic coming back from Third Mainland Bridge. That part of that road used to be a major factor, a contributor to the traffic.
That's true.
So we had to move traffic officials and whatever to that spot to be able to push them into the laybys to drop their traffic. If you notice, traffic around there has totally improved. And that's just one of those things. And I must also say that the behavioral patterns of our people in Lagos State, we all say government. We also need to, as a people, we shouldn't limit it to just the commercial.
Let's take this call because this guy is very persistent. Hello there.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Victor.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Andrew.
Okay.
And Honourable Commissioner, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, he talked about what the first person talked about. The Commissioner has buttressed it right. Lay-by. You see, and even bus stops, people are the problem.
Why do you say that?
Ènìyàn ṣòro nínú gbogbo ẹ̀dá tí Ọlọ́run dá ènìyàn ló ṣòro jù. People are the problem. We all, you and I. Do you know why I say so? If they put a bus stop at Babish bus stop now, people will not stay there to join the bus. They will go to the next place to go and stop. Maybe NTA. That's where it's convenient for them.
So what do you think, Andrew? What do you think we should do to bring about compliance?
Yes. When people are apprehended and the buses too are apprehended, there will be a reward.
Okay. Victor,
why do I say there will be a reward? People will do what is right.
All right.
If you fail to do what is right, the wrong will right you. That is one. Two, sir. Please, a quick one. For the program or the road rehabilitation that wants to come on from tomorrow, I looked at it. It's for 70 days. That's about 10 weeks. People are not really aware of it.
That's the Independence.
I talked to some people this morning. Yes, Independence Sorry, Mekwen Bridge.
Right.
I believe they should do a banner at Akongo. When people are coming, they'll see it ahead. They can diversify, pass through inner Lagos. Or if Oju Elegba, they put banner there, they diversify. If to pass through Yaba, Jibo, to other parts.
Okay.
And at Idumota too. And those coming from Apapa, they put a banner around Apapa or by Joro Local Bridge. I look at those things as, people, it's not everybody that listens to the radio or watch television because of some circumstances surrounding domestic issues. But if they see that, they can diversify, they can make up for it. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much for that. Andrew, thank you for bringing it. Honourable Commissioner?
Thank you, Andrew. If we had plenty Andrews. Our problems in Lagos will probably not be so much. I mean, he nailed it. And
Right.
the truth of the matter is, it's quite disheartening to see people actually leave the bus stop and create bus stops for themselves. They would stand at the most convenient place for them. The
Right.
bus stop might just be some 1-2 meters away. They do not even care.
Which is very unfortunate. But let's take this call. Hello there.
Good morning, Mr. Victor,
Good morning.
and the Honourable Commissioner. This is Dr. Busari.
Nice to hear
Dr.
from you.
Busari, good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. I really commend the Honourable Commissioner. I always listen to you, and I'm impressed with your explanations.
Thank you, sir.
However, I want to say something, sir. That tall Milan Bridge, although I know it's a project of the federal government, but every time you hear people jumping into the lagoon. Just last week, a lady jumped into the lagoon, and by the time she was taken to the hospital, in spite of the efforts made by medical personnel, she was pronounced dead. I believe because you highlighted safety of passengers. You see people, they'll be driving on the Third Mainland Bridge, and they will now say, they will ask their vehicles to stop. They want to use also. From there, they jump into the lagoon. Please, Honourable Commissioner, for safety reasons, why don't Lagos State government collaborate with federal government so you can have a barricade on that long bridge to save lives?
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. All right. This is safety. And perhaps his daily is on here too. Honorable Commissioner, what do you think?
Well, thank you, Dr. Busari. Interestingly, there's little or nothing that we can do about that. The extra barricade is going to cost us a lot of money. What we've put in place is we have permanently stationed there first responders in terms of ambulance, and then we constantly have people patrolling the Third Mainland Bridge and traffic officers. It's unfortunate that we have such situations, people parking and jumping. I think I would tell our people as well that we should pay attention to our friends and families. Mental health is real. Very real. I mean, we need to ask questions when we see people are not responding or people are not saying things the right way. We need to ask them questions. So that way, they would not even be able to get to that level of plunging or committing suicide.
Let's respond to Andrew's second concern about the construction work which is about to begin. Any plans to put in more signs there so that people can have an idea of how long this will take and the alternatives?
Well, interestingly, Victor, I'm sure you also know that a lot of advocacy has gone out on this, and it's still going on because it's going to be a project that will last about 70 days, like you mentioned. Even if you put a billboard in front of that place,
right,
people will still say they haven't seen it. The best way that messages are passed on is you keep doing the same advocacy, and when the job starts or the work starts, then people start talking about it. That way, people will get to know. We would increase advocacy. If we put banners there, they would have gotten there to see it. You know what I mean? So I think it's just about advocacy. His point is well taken. We would also keep pushing it out. It starts tomorrow.
Okay.
You know, and I believe that all of the alternative routes have been, of course, shared with the public, and we'll reshare and keep sharing.
Okay, then, Dr. Busari, I just saw your message. Thank you so much for that. 08099120777. Lots of you are sending in messages. This one says, "Good morning, Commissioner. We see a lot of reckless driving, especially amongst commercial drivers. How are you tackling this issue?" Aziz is sending that one in. Aziz, thank you so much. This one says, "How soon can Lagosians start using the red line?" The red line is already in use now. Are you not in Nigeria? Okay, but you didn't put your name, by the way, but thank you. Mr. Anonymous Sender, the red line has been in use since last year, if you want to know. All right, this one says, "Hello, good morning, Victor and the Honourable Commissioner. Sir, Lagos Ride was launched to compete with Uber and Bolt. How is that going?" Latif Oni is sent that one in. Latif, thank you so much. Honourable Commissioner, is there anything latest from Lagos Ride?
Well, as regards Lagos Ride, it's still ongoing. We still have our vehicles on the road. The only thing I just would share is that there's a partnership between Lagos State and GAC to increase the number of fleets to 5,000, out of which 2,000 of those vehicles will be electric. Because we need to start thinking about our ecosystem.
Oh,
So we're going green. 2,000 of those vehicles will be electric, and the whole essence is to ensure that we put vehicles that are compliant and reduces gas emission.
Oh, which is good.
Which is good. Yeah.
What about CNG? Do you have that as well?
Well, the CNG we're expecting will be in the space of buses. We're expecting 2,000 CNG buses, to add to our fleet of our BRT, which is actually being done by private sector. We're partnering with them on that PPP.
Aziz has a question about you tackling the reckless driving of commercial bus drivers. What's your response to his question?
The answer would be in two folds. One would be, yes, because of all of the things we're putting in place, we'll be able to deal with them because we have enough data to pick them when they do those things. The second thing will be, see something, say something. If you notice that there's some particular trend in your area, please do say something. And you can use the MOT hotline, which is 090 2000 4000.
Okay.
Or 090 2000 9000.
Great. All right, this one says, good morning, Traffic Radio. Many Lagosians complain about multiple traffic checkpoints by different agencies. Can we streamline enforcement? You didn't put your name. Thank you so much. So, multiple checkpoints, Honourable Commissioner?
Well, as much as possible, we've tried to talk to our people, and I must say that we have multiple checkpoints. We have the FRSA on the road, we have the VIS on the road, we have police on the road.
Right.
The truth of the matter is they must do this job. If they are not there again, we complain.
Okay. I'm going to give you a clinical example, and this is something that I witnessed personally. If you are driving towards the Badagry corridor, there was a time, during the festivities, I just said, look, let me go for some kind of relaxation to the beach there. And Honourable Commissioner, I can tell you, within a distance of 1 kilometer, there were 34 checkpoints. Let's take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Victor.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Dami. Good morning, Honourable Commissioner.
Good morning, Dami.
Okay, so very quick one. The last caller, I've forgotten the name anyway, talked about the people jumping to the
that's Dr. Busari. Dr. Busari.
Okay, so I just want to say this very quickly. You can put any precaution measure to stop people going to doing that. But please don't stop people stopping in the morning. You can stay at noon. Many times we leave very early in the morning, you've taken water, like they told us in the hospital, you take more water. So I take water in my car, we drink as we go. So at times there are traffic, we just want to get to that, what's it called, that place that goes into clinic road, that there are police, to pee. So are you saying that every traffic I have to hold on until I get to TI?
No, but Dami, you're not supposed to be peeing outside in the first place.
We do that.
Dami,
it's a crime. It's wrong.
Really?
Yes.
Dami, please, I would like to quickly correct this. It is wrong to pee in public places, especially when there's no public toilet there.
Oh.
Yes, it is wrong.
It's wrong.
What that does is that, I don't
so
really
not
need
meant to stop on that terminal bridge to do that.
You are meant to have taken your water, use your bathroom before engaging on your journey. Because ordinarily, if you are out of the country, we will get out of your car and be on the road.
So,
you wouldn't.
Dami, what you are even doing, you are even spoiling the water bodies by peeing on it.
Oh.
Yes. So please,
sorry, I never knew.
That means good. You've learned something.
Today.
Please also share with fellow people that they should not pee on the road, please.
Oh, I never knew.
I will tell you one thing. For example, if you look at that road from going towards Ibadan, getting out of 7-Up, you saw that there was an extensive program done by Ministry of Environment about public defecation.
Right.
It's wrong for people to use our medians, our infrastructure to pee, to do all of whatnot. It's unacceptable.
All right, so Dami, this is just something for you, and I really love your honesty. It is very good.
Yes, it's quite commendable.
You can do that on air, so we commend you. But moving forward, please talk to other people. If you are pressed at any point in time, please, you can go to the nearest filling station. You can go to the nearest restaurant, and then you can ask them for their convenience. Okay? Thank you so much, Dami, for bringing that point up. As we gradually wind to the end, Honourable Commissioner, Lagosians to be expectant of so many things to talk about. But in terms of public safety, what should we expect as we round off?
Well, they should expect a big difference that would play out of the collaborations that we have with all stakeholders. We've started moving not just about collaboration, even with the truck drivers. There are unions, there are units, and people in charge. We're also going to them to train them, to tell them what they shouldn't do, why they shouldn't drive where they're fatigued or tired. They should ensure that they have a good maintenance culture. We should ensure that we should obey all signages. I mean, we're not leaving it to just the unions. We're also going to them as a body to ensure we speak to them, because in the final analysis, they are the ones that will be on this road. They are the ones that need to comply with all of these rules.
Commissioner, even as a roundup, there are lots of things that are coming. This was talking about CBD police. It says, what are they now traffic managers? And then, just talk about each of the checkpoints too. I told you, within just a kilometer, you have about 34 checkpoints. Honourable Commissioner, how can that be stopped? I mean, that would disturb business. Those that are coming to Lagos.
Well, Victor, I must say that's quite alarming, I must admit. 34 checkpoints.
Yes.
I mean, I've never heard it before. But, I mean, we constantly engage our people. VIs, for example, they are not meant to spend more than 2 to 5 minutes on the spot. And they need to move.
Okay.
The whole idea is for them to check and move within 5 minutes so that they do not create traffic.
All right. And then for the CBD police, are they now traffic managers?
They are not traffic managers.
So I think you need to engage with the special advisor.
Would look into that.
All right. We have to run this off at this point. Honourable Commissioner, nice having you in the building. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor, for an amazing time. And thank you, everyone, for listening. We're here to serve you, and God bless.
Okay, then. So that is the Honourable Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos, Honourable Oluwaseun Osiyemi. And this morning, we've been talking transport safety, especially as it relates to the public. And he says government is putting a whole lot in place to ensure that Lagos will be safer while you move around the roads. We have to go. Mike James has produced the program this morning. Maximum shout out going out to Bolanle Oglola, who is the Director of Public Affairs for the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. She's been working tirelessly behind the scene to ensure that the program comes on stream every Tuesdays from 9:15 through 10 o'clock. Temilade in the building as well. I say a big thank you to Deborah Boledi-Oku of our social media unit. And Okpeyemi Shodunke, our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'm out. Stay very much within. Bye.
At the breaking of the day, I thank my Maker, say I see today. The clouds are fading off, I see the sun rising again, but I still see something else. Greater Lagos rising from the womb of time. It's a new city.